Hey everybody, welcome to CivilGear. Today I'm looking at the Nitecore HC30 Headlamp. I've been really enjoying the headlamps from Nitecore, and we're going to be looking at this one here, showing you the user interface and a little walk around the light and some thoughts about it. So stay tuned. Alright, so let's talk about the HC30 Headlamp by Nitecore. On the box here it shows the LED. It's an XML2 emitter, 1000 lumen light. Uses one 18650 battery, which you probably already know all this stuff. Let's take a look at the light here. It's a very compact light for an 18650 headlamp. Mainly the body is made up of the battery housing and the head unit, which is very small in my opinion. Has some cooling fins, so it's really much less than the full body size. I have the tail switch. It's a single stage switch. And the head's got a smooth reflector, a little bit deeper than some of the other reflectors, such as the HC30 headlamp. And so the body has three parts. It has the main battery compartment, an end cap, and the head unit. These all come apart, so it's a little bit confusing at first. And so we have the tail cap come off with the battery. This part comes off too. And you can see the reverse polarity protection on there. You're going to have to use the button top 18650s and not the flat top cells. So it's pretty impressive. The whole brains of this operation is just in this head unit here. And I thought that was pretty cool. So taking a look at the thread here too, you can see just barely that it's square cut, but a very fine kind of teeth on there. So it can be a little tricky, but it doesn't jam up that bad. And here's the head side. And it has the O-rings there for its waterproofing. Has some rungs in here for attaching the belt clip in either position. I won't put it on right now because that thing is really tough to get off. And looking at the clip itself, has a pinch point right here around the main band, which some people have not really liked, but I like it because it gives it a really good pinch point and that you don't have to worry about it slipping off. And then this little V pushes against the battery body, so overall it does pretty well. I believe it's also titanium coated, so it adds some resiliency to it, so that makes me confident that it's not just going to fall off at any given time. Looking at the tail cap, come to my first comment. I would have liked to have been able to get a tail cap with a magnet in it. I think Olight is doing this nowadays, especially in their Baton series. They have a flat magnet right underneath the spring connection, and so you can stick it to your car hood or wherever you're at. If there's something metal around, you can tack it onto there. So just a first observation. Another observation, the battery compartment. Sometimes you're taking a little gamble as to how big the battery compartment will be for your size battery. And these 3400s have been notorious for being just a little bit bigger than their counterparts. And such as the HC50, this is pretty tight squeeze for the 3400, but it goes into the HC30's body just fine, perfect. There's still a little rattle there too, so you got extra room, don't have to worry about batteries not fitting. Alright, on to the fun part. Let's go through the user interface. It has a single stage switch on the top. With a single tap, it brings it into the low mode, or the very low mode. And every single tap after that will advance the levels in increasing brightness. I believe there's about 5 brightness levels. To turn the light off, you hold the button for a long press and it turns it off. If you do short press, it goes back into the lowest setting. So it's kind of a neat feature if you're outside working and it's a safety hazard to turn your light back on in mode memory, and you may have ended it in a high brightness mode and you don't want to blind anyone while you're outside. But for I think the general user, they're expecting a single on to have mode memory. I think most people are building that into their lights nowadays, but that's just something to consider. So let's turn this back on and let's get it to a brightness that you would prefer. Turn off the light. But if you wanted to bring it back into mode memory, your previous setting, you click and hold the button on and it comes back to the last setting you had it on. Alright, let's go through the secondary modes. With the light off, do a double tap and it starts in the strobe mode. Click it one more time to advance to the SOS. Click it one more time to advance to the beacon mode. If you click again, it'll just cycle through to the beginning. Click and hold to turn off the light, as you would in the primary mode, and the light is off. Alright, time for some beam shots. So I'm going to start with the HC30 and compare it to the HC50. So here's the HC30. It's got a little bit more narrow of a beam with a more concentrated spot thanks to the little bit deeper reflector. So that's the HC30, and just as a comparison, here's the HC50. So you can tell it's got a wider spill, but it still has a little spot in it, which is decent. So I'll try and put these side by side so you can see the different spots. I'll get these to the right level here. So bring this really close up to the wall. So you can already tell the HC30 on the right, it's got a more narrow beam, and the HC50's got a wider spill. So just to kind of see the difference in the two. So overall, I'm really happy with the HC30. I think it fills a nice little niche for applications where I'm not working directly with my hands, but I'm walking around a construction site doing some inspection. I need to see where my feet are going. Alright, well that's it. Thanks for watching. This is the review of the Nitecore HC30 headlamp. Please feel free to leave comments or questions down below, or check out my WordPress blog at civilgear.wordpress.com for more articles and more reviews like this one. If you're into flashlights and tools and gear, come check me out, and we'll see you next time.